excited to share what's on my brand new iPhone. I haven't filmed a what's on my iPhone video in years because it honestly just hasn't changed in years, but this week I spiced things up and I downloaded the iOS 14 as well as I got this brand new iPhone. So for the past 2 years, I've had the iPhone 8 Plus and it's been wonderful. I really like this phone a lot. But of course, since I love to take so many videos and photos, I was certainly excited to upgrade to the new iPhone 12 Pro. So I'll put a little unboxing B-roll of when I first got it here and what it came with. It was pretty simple. It just came with the phone as well as the little cable charger. It doesn't come with the block piece of the charging that plugs into the outlet anymore. So I think that's kind of lame. It's like, you can't give us, we're paying so much money, you can't give us one more thing, but it's okay. It's no biggie because I still have my old charger which works. So that's fabulous. And I went with the 12 Pro instead of the 12 Pro Max because I really do like the bigger phones. I actually prefer that. And even though this phone is technically smaller than my old phone, as you can see here, it actually has a bigger screen. So even though it's smaller, the screen is actually still bigger. So that's pretty interesting, and so far I'm really liking it. It definitely takes a little bit adjustment because it doesn't have the home button, so there's just like some shortcuts that I can't do anymore that I was used to, so I'm still getting used to it, but overall I really like it, and the camera and video is just amazing. So I wanted to specifically take you through what's on my home screen and how I organized it with the new iOS 14 update, which this was released over a month ago, but I'm kind of late to the game because I just knew it would take a big chunk of time to organize and kind of design it, but I finally did it, and it really is such a mood booster whenever I open my phone, and I feel like it's just much more organized and pleasing and helps me kind of create more of a balance with my phone, which is something I've been trying to pursue this year because I feel like technology can be so overwhelming, and especially with social media and just news and notifications, it really can consume you. So I'm really trying to pursue a more balanced and intentional relationship with technology and make sure that it's having a positive effect on my life instead of a negative effect. So let me just start screen recording so that I can show you guys everything on here. So this is what my home screen looks like, and it just makes me so happy. So you want to create a home screen like this and you haven't before, you will need 3 apps. You're gonna need Widgetsmith and Shortcuts, and the last one is kind of optional, but it really helps with finding lots of these pretty images, and that is Pinterest. So the first thing I did was I decided what I wanted to put and have on my home screen. So if you will notice, there's actually no notification bubbles or anything like that, which I think is so amazing because it can get overwhelming if you have like 20 emails, a few texts, and just like all these random notifications. It kind of can add a little bit of urgency and just stress that you don't need in your life. So I actually have my second page where I have my notifications that pop up. So I really like that, and I actually turned my vibration off of my phone, so I really don't get that many distractions throughout my day, which definitely helps me, again, just pursue that balanced relationship with my phone. So like I said, on my first page, I just kind of have my favorite apps that I use all the time. So on the bottom bar, I have my mail, my phone, my notes, because I love to use the Apple notepad and just jot down random things throughout the day. And then I also have my text messages. So one thing to note with this iOS 14, if you are making a design like this, in order to get to the pretty icons, you're gonna need to use the Shortcuts app, which actually is kind of like coding the app to open another app. So every time I open a app on this page, it actually will open the Shortcut app first and then open the actual app that I programmed it to. So hopefully that makes sense. I know it's kind of confusing, and I'm gonna link some other tutorials down below which I watched before I did my design, so hopefully that's helpful to you as well. But basically it's worth it to me. Even though it opens up the Shortcut app, I still think it is so nice and worth that extra second of waiting for it to open the app you're actually trying to get to. And lots of times to get to my apps, I will just swipe down in order to type whatever one I'm looking for. So if I'm looking for Instagram, I will just type it and then it'll pop up, which as you can see, my Instagram app has the little time icon and it's faded because I set a time limit on Instagram and Facebook, which just helps me make sure I don't go on too much. So I'll talk more about that later. But yeah, so in order to get a design like this, you're gonna need the app Widgetsmith, and that's what I started with. So there's widgets that just come with the iOS 14 update that you can just use without going through Widgetsmith, but if you wanna add these really pretty custom ones, you're gonna need this. So you actually can create a small widget, a medium widget, a large widget, and they have some kind of standard designs you can choose from, but of course I love to customize it and have that beautiful color palette, and I definitely went for a very coastal and just kind of neutral with a little hint of pink because that's just my personal favorite. So once you're in the widget app, you can just pick whichever one you want to do first, and I did 2 of the small ones and then a medium one, and I actually didn't do a large one just because that's kind of what fit best. And if you're looking for inspo, you can go on Pinterest and type in iOS 14 home screen design, and there will be tons of beautiful ones that can kind of inspire you. So you're gonna wanna add a small widget, and as you can see here, you just click on it and then you can pick which one you like best. I really like this one that says the day. I just think that's very simplistic and beautiful. And you can also change the font, and my personal favorite font, I really love the New York one, as well as the Palatino. And then you can pick your tint color, which I actually didn't do a tint. And then you can pick your background color. And it has all of these really beautiful options. And there's actually the option to customize as well, which is a great feature. Ooh, that purple's really pretty. I just went with the pale pink one though. I really like the cream as well and all the gray tones. And then you can pick your border color, which I believe I went with white, or did I do none? I'm not sure, I'll have to look back, but it's really simple. So just play around with this and you'll get the hang of it. There will probably be a couple moments where you're a little confused. At least I had those moments, but don't get discouraged. You'll get the hang of it. And then to add in that widget, what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold down on any of the apps on your home screen until it says edit home screen. And then in the top corner, you're gonna hit the plus sign. And then there's all your widgets. Oh, there's a photo of Brandon and I don't know why. That's the most random photo. But then you can see all of these options, and then you can choose, and to find the one you just created, you're gonna hit Widgetsmith, and then you can choose whichever one you would like to add. So pretty simple, but also a little confusing, so just play around with it like I said. And with the small widget and this medium widget at the top, I added my own photo. So actually the You Are the Morning Sun is a photo I found on Pinterest. And then of course the smaller one is a photo of my husband Brandon and I at the beach. So you can really just be really creative, but I wanted to stick to kind of the same theme. So of course I picked a photo of us at the beach instead of just a random photo because it just went with the aesthetic and went with the vibe. So I love that. And then to create your little customizable icons on your apps within your home screen, you're gonna use shortcuts. So let us find that. Shortcuts. So these are all of my shortcuts. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna add the little plus button in the top corner, and then you're gonna add action. And in order to link it to another app, you're gonna click scripting, and then you're gonna click open app. And then you're gonna choose the app, and you can choose whichever app you want. Let's say I really wanna open Chick-fil-A and I want that on my home screen. Then I'll do that, and then I'll click next, and you can name it whatever you like. But personally, I love to do all caps because I feel like that looks super clean and just a really nice design choice. So I'll put Yum instead of like the whole Chick-fil-A name. I'm not really gonna add this to my home screen, but just for example purposes. And then to customize it, you're gonna click the little 3 buttons in the right hand corner, and you're gonna hit add to home screen, and then you're gonna click the icon and you're gonna do choose photo. And again, since this is for example purposes, I'm just gonna choose this random photo of my mug today. But of course you can use whatever photo you please, and to really find those beautiful images and icons, just look on Pinterest. So I'll show you Pinterest in a second. Then after you customize it, you're gonna put add to home screen. So here's what it looks like right now, but we will look on Pinterest to find an icon that suits it better. So once you're on Pinterest, you can type anything that goes with the design choice you're looking to achieve. So for example, I would type pale pink fork icon maybe, because that kind of goes with food. We'll see. Oh, that's not what I was looking for. You just kind of have to play around with different keywords to see what works best. And there's lots of paid packs that you can buy off Etsy and other places. So if you want to do that, you can make your life simpler and do that as well. But I think it's pretty fun to kind of be resourceful. Okay, Chick-fil-A was like not a great one to do because it's tricky to find an icon that fits that. But you get the idea, and I'm going to show you an alternative way to get an icon as well. So go back to the Shortcuts app, and they actually have a lot of icons within the Shortcuts app. So I'm going to edit this current one I have. And so I just clicked on the little icon, and then you can change the color. So for my dock at the bottom of my phone, I actually picked this pretty neutral grayish brown color. And then you can pick whichever icon you want that goes with that. So they have a tons of cute options, so you don't even have to design your own or find your own. I love this smiley face one. We could use that for Chick-fil-A. Or let's see. There's probably a paw print one that doesn't really go, but you guys get the idea. There's tons of really cute choices. Need a little iced coffee break. Perfect, a fork and knife. So we will go with that and then add it to your home screen. Ta-da! So now it's really cute and kind of matches everything else. Of course, it doesn't go with this page because that wasn't my intention, but that's just a little example for you all. So I'm going to delete that, and now I'm going to show you just some of my favorite apps that I have on my phone. So like I said, my first page, it doesn't give me any notifications because I have all widgets and shortcuts. So that's amazing. And personally, the ones that I just use the most are my camera, my photos, YouTube naturally, and also my Bible app. I love this Bible app. There's so many great plans and of course different versions of the Bible you can read, and they have a verse of the day which you can actually add a widget on, and that's what I have on my second page in this top corner. And today's verse is "The Lord is my light and my salvation," Psalms 27:1, which I just love that little reminder whenever I'm on my phone. So that's a fabulous feature. And then I have my schedule, which is my Google Calendar, which is one of my top favorite apps. I love the Google Calendar app. And then I have my to-do list, which is just the reminders that comes with Apple. And then I have Google, that's what I just use to search anything that comes to mind. And then I also have our lists, which we use this is Google Keep, and I've shared this before, and we love Google Keep. And basically my husband and I will share lists on here. So we have a shared list for grocery shopping and just other random things. So that's super helpful. And then on my second page, I also added a small widget for Spotify because I love listening to music, podcasts just throughout the day. So I love this because it'll just keep your most recent played playlist right at the top, so you can just click right into it and start playing your music again. And then under that, I just have little folders for all of my different apps. So this is what I had last time. I just kept this from my last phone, and basically I have a whole folder with all my Explore apps, so Airbnb, Uber, Waze, just all the kind of navigation apps. And then I have the shopping one with just like all these random apps, and I love my Fetch Rewards one because that's how I earn points from receipts to get gift cards. So I'll put my referral for Fetch Rewards down below in case you guys haven't checked it out before. I like downloading the apps for certain stores because you get perks. So that's great. And my camera died, so I had to go switch out the battery, but we're back in business now. So as I was saying, I have the shopping folder, and then I have organized, which just has like a bunch of different random ones, but just like more filing ones. Also my period tracker one, which doesn't really go, but I don't know. And then I have my entertainment one, so like all the streaming services and whatnot, and then my learn, and then manage, so email, bank, all that good stuff, and then capture, so all my photo and video editing apps. Of course, I love Lightroom. That's really pretty much the main app I use to edit all my photos. And then I also love the Teza app. So great, and she has such good filters for editing video, which is great for on your iPhone for your Instagram stories, all that fun stuff. And then I also love Unfold, which I use to create all of my, not all of mine, but a lot of my YouTube promos for Instagram story and just like other random things like that. And then we have files, so just like Google Docs, Google Drive, Google Translate, all that good stuff. And then Apple, so a lot of just the apps that come with your iPhone. And then social, which we have all the social media networks, which is pretty self-explanatory. But again, as you see, my Facebook and Instagram is faded because I've already reached my time limit of the day, which I put on myself because I really could spend so many hours just scrolling. So this really helps me kind of stay accountable with my time. And then I also have Listen, so Shazam, I don't know why Spotify isn't in there, and just other random ones, SoundCloud. So that's pretty much an overview of all of the apps, and I just wanted to kind of highlight my favorite ones. And then lastly, I really just want to share again how I am managing my time and creating a better balance. So in settings, there's actually the option to create those app limits, like I mentioned that I have on Facebook and Instagram. So for example, if you feel like you're spending too much time scrolling on TikTok or just on social media, you can put an app limit on yourself to help you kind of make sure you're aware of this. So if you go to your settings, you can either just search for app limit or scroll down, but I think it's pretty easy to, oh sorry, you search for screen time, and then it's within your screen time. So my daily average, 4 hours and 33 minutes. That actually seems kind of low for how much I feel like I spend on my phone. So as you can see, I have my app limits under the downtime tab, and I have an hour and 30 minutes every day for Instagram and Facebook, and I do go over this limit quite a bit. So you just have to have grace with yourself, but also I think it's great to kind of set these limits just so you're more aware, because before I set these limits, I had no idea how long I was spending on each app. I didn't really check it that often, but now that you have the app limit, it'll send you those reminders, so it's just in your head more. And then another thing I love to do is downtime, which is the feature, this little purplish bluish icon, and I set my downtime every day from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and this is kind of like during dinner time or just after dinner time when I try to read my book and just kind of do other things to unwind, because I can definitely spend just so much time before bed on my phone, but this just helps me, and I don't get any email notifications or anything like that right before bed, which helps me kind of log off of work for the day, because I have to set those boundaries or else I would probably be working right until I go to bed. So I really love that feature, and I want to also set a downtime in the morning, so from 6 to 8 a.m. I feel like that would be good because I try not to go on my phone in the morning, but I also like to listen to music in the morning. So the downtime's great because if you set it in the morning, you actually won't see your email and other notifications, and then after the time is up, the notifications will pop up. So I really love that feature. And within your app limits, you can also set apps that are always allowed. So I have Messages, FaceTime, Apple Maps, and there's a couple more I need to add to this because sometimes I've been like trying to go somewhere, but it's 7:30 and Waze won't let me open it because it's my downtime, but you just click it and you can say ignore for the day, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to share. I hope you guys liked this video, maybe found some new iOS 14 inspo or just some new apps you'd like to download. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I cannot wait to see you next. Bye!